But let's get right to it. Shohei Ohtani, he's done it. And I'm going to say something.
Boy.
Here we go.
This is here. Hold on. Let me just.
Are you ready for this?
Let me brace myself. Let me turn around, look at you, because it's about to be blasphemous.
No, it's not. I mean, he has the right. No one's ever done it. He's just cemented that he's going to win the National League MVP. Mm-hmm. It all counts. No one's saying that he didn't do it. He's put in the work, and this is the situation that's in. But let's just call it what it is.
Okay.
Shohei's 50-50, and now he's got 50 home runs, 51 stolen bases. It's Fugazi. Kelvin, it's Fugazi. It is not real from this standpoint. Okay. The bases are too big. He's sliding in the pizza boxes at second base. They're closer at first, right? The bag is bigger, and closer at second. That's why no one's ever had 50-50, because last year I said the same thing about Ronald Acuna Jr. We had 70-some-odd stolen bases. Imagine if Ricky Henderson and some of the Lou Brock and some of the great Ricky Henderson might have had 200 stolen bases. You can only throw over twice. I mean, Shohei has a 92% steal rate. 92%? That's ridiculous. So all I'm saying is he's a great player. I'm not ordering a poo-poo platter as far as him and saying he's not great because he's a great player. But this 50-50 is Tainted and Fugazi. I'm sorry.
So, first off, the first thing you said was 50-50. So you can't just leave out the other portion of it, meaning, okay, he gets 51 stolen bases, but he only gets 32 home runs, or vice versa. The fact that he's able to do both of these shows how ridiculous he is. Coming off of injury, and I know it's not injury necessarily that affects him with hitting and running, but he's coming off of injury. He's on a new team, and he's doing something no one else has ever done. You got to give the man credit for that. I will concede the bases. I mean, there's no way around that. The bases are absolutely bigger.
Does it give him an advantage?
Yeah.
It's a disadvantage.
But it gives the same other thousands of people in baseball an advantage, and he's the only one doing it.
Yes, but other guys, we had earlier this year, Ellie De La Cruz was on pace to steal 100 bases, and it slowed down big time, but he was on pace to do that.
Okay,
and
he's on pace to do that. Mind you, still on pace to hit 50 home runs. De La Cruz was not that on pace.
I get that. The 50-50, I'm saying, I'm not poo-pooing it. He did it. He's the first player. It's going to go into the record books. Everybody's going to remember that he was the first player to ever do it, all that. But you can't look at this honestly and not discount the stolen base part. If you have regular bases, regularly the regular bases,
where is he with regular bases then?
30-some odd. You know what I mean? And that and still would be great.
I think it'd be higher than that just because of his willingness to do it. A lot of players aren't willing to do it like they used to. You mentioned Ricky Henderson. Back in the, if you want to go the 70s, 80s, guys that was a part of the game, right? Try to get runs.
Right, I
create
get that.
runs. Now, we talked about this. Everything is swing and miss, and it's okay. I sit next to Nomar Garcia-Parra, my guy Jerry Harrison Jr. I sit next to Dontrell Willis. You sit all these guys, and they just talk about, like, they watch in amazement, like, this didn't happen when we were back in the day. You couldn't be batting 170, and it's okay, because all we're hoping is that you get a home run. So my point is, this guy, and you can do this with any record. We can go back and say, well, they didn't shoot threes back like that back, or they didn't pass the ball like that.
But it does affect stuff. It does. You don't think it does?
It does, but my point is you still, and I think we have learned enough that you still can appreciate and show love for an era, right?
I appreciate him as a player and what he's been able to do by taking advantage of the circumstances. Baseball, 2 years ago, decided that they wanted to get more stolen bases because it had become a stationary sport, a strikeout or a home run. So I understood what they were trying to do. All I'm saying, when I'm starting to see these base stealing numbers and guys are stealing at an incredible rate, if this was a normal rate, Rob G, of 3 years ago, what the stolen base rate was for most players, catchers have no shot at throwing out anybody who has speed. Because it's a disadvantage. Pitcher throws over twice, you know he's not coming again. I'll take another step off, and then I'm sliding into an extra large pepperoni pizza with extra cheese.
I'm not disagreeing with that because you literally can't disagree with the bases. It's factual. They are bigger.
Look how big they are.
The only thing I guess for my mind is, yes, the bases are bigger. factual. However, if you're still the only person doing something, I got to give you love. Y'all get the same opportunity to steal the same amount of bases as me, right? Obviously, some guys have more, but you also have the same at-bats to get as many home runs as me. You also get to show up every night like he does. Like, I just appreciate what the guy is doing. And it's not the 1990s home run chase, but at least you got something to watch baseball for, like, oh, keep an eye on a tracker or ticker. I do my news show here in L.A., and this morning we got some augmented cool reality thing where I point to the numbers and it switches as he hits a home run and gets a stolen base. So I'm saying I guess I'm in a more of a celebratory mode because let's call it what it is. If oftentimes baseball isn't what I know you feel differently. You're a massive, massive baseball fan. Grew up with it. You love it. But
baseball sells 70 million tickets.
But it's not a conversation. Watch this.
70 million
Don't
tickets.
disagree with the fact that, hey, want to go to a ball game? Sure. But it's not a hot-button conversation outside of a couple of places. New York, okay, I get it with the Yankees, a couple other places. People don't just casually talk about it. You live in L.A. They casually talk about the Lakers. They'll talk about the Dodgers here, but if you go to other cities, that's not normal, where everybody just has a barbershop or the casual conversation. You might have a conversation with your friend who is a Dodger friend, but you don't just do it at the elevator with the guy who's getting in there. Point is, this was at least something cool to at least spark and have another conversation in baseball. I think it's a win-win. He actually did it. Folks were talking about it.
I
Folks
agree.
were watching, and it went crazy in here when he did it. Rob G and I are out there talking about the show, and everybody goes crazy. I thought it was another earthquake or something.
Well, no, this is Dodger fan central. Are you kidding? Everybody in this place loves the Dodgers, and I get it. They're a storied franchise, and Shohei, everybody knew when he came to the Dodgers, this was going to be big for the Dodgers. And
but isn't that cool that he lived up to
delivered?
It?
Yeah, no,
you know how that happens, Rob.
I mean, especially for $700 million.
Especially in baseball, because guys, as we talked about Juan Soto yesterday. You get Albert Pujols, and he comes to teams, and he's good, but he's not the Albert Pujols you thought you were going to get. You signed Juan Soto with the Padres, okay, eventually got back to some pretty good form, but he wasn't what you thought you were going to get. To me, it's also very, very cool that he lived up to the hype on a big-time team in a big city, and he's doing it in a major way. And every time he's supposed to show up, he does. Oh, you're playing the Angels. First at bat, home run. Oh, is he going to do it on this big national game? Home run. Like, he shows up every time he's supposed to. World Series, World Baseball Classic. Mike Trout's up. My teammate. Strike him out. Like, he shows up. So I'm just in a celebratory mode. I won't let you pull me down, Rob Parker.
I'm just telling you, most people are going to be with me that it's Fugazi, that you got to look at it like if I put my hand on it, I'd probably have to wash it. If Shohei was handing me a bill, right, from his wallet, it would probably be a $3 bill. It's just something that just doesn't feel right.
No, it's a $2 bill. It's rare and it's kind of cool to see. It ain't a $100 bill where you say, whoo-hoo, it's a $2 bill.
It's a
I don't see this often.
bill.
This is pretty cool. You know what it's like? A Susan B. Anthony. When's the last time you got one of those, Rob
Susan
G?
B. Anthony quarter?
Yeah. Like,
dollar.
A dollar. The dollar.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's pretty cool. That's what it is. It's pretty cool. It's not the greatest thing ever. It isn't Barry Bonds 20 years ago, and it isn't the home run race of the late 90s, but it was pretty freaking cool. Don't poo-poo on this man's moment.
All right, 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. Shohei Ohtani, he's done it. First guy to 50-50.
One more octave
50
up.
home
One
runs.
more octave up. He's done it. I need that.
51 RBI. 51 stolen bases. 50 home runs, 51 RBI. First player in baseball history. But there's a little but to it.
You act like it's a Nicki Minaj size butt.
But
the way you acting.
I'm just saying.
A Meg Thee Stallion butt.
It is a Meg Thee Stallion butt because the base is about the size of her butt, and that's what makes it easy for Shohei to be able to steal all those bases. And it's real simple.
I'm not dealing with you.
Is it real? We're talking about Megan Stallion's butt or Fugazi. No,
that's real.